If you need any Ultimate Team coins, head over to footcoinking.com. There's a link in the description, and if you use my discount code CHES, CHES, as you can see on screen, you'll get yourself an extra 5% off. Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again with another episode of the Dortmund career mode here on Xbox One. We're into episode number 9, and we start off with a game in the Bundesliga against Hannover 96. Now, unfortunately, in the last episode, last Friday, if you missed it, there's an annotation in the bottom left-hand side of your screen. We picked up our first defeat in the league. We lost to Freiburg 2-1 in rather unfortunate circumstances. We were quite disappointed to lose that game, and as you can see, that has dropped us down to third in the table, though we do have a game in hand on Wolfsburg, who sit top, but Schalke, who sit 2 points further clear of us, actually have an extra game in hand on us and two on Wolfsburg. So we're hoping that we can pick up a victory here against Hanover and continue our push up back towards the top of the table, because we were unfortunate in the Champions League as well as the Bundesliga in Friday's episodes. We're hoping to get both particular competitions back on track today if we possibly can. We got off to a decent start actually. They had the first effort that was cleared off the line, and then Marco Reus pings out an absolutely beautiful shot, really nice finesse into the far bottom corner. Goalkeeper absolutely no chance, and it's Bundesliga 1, and it's Borussia Dortmund 1, Hanover 0, and then they're going to kind of give the ball away here, really loose on the edge of the box. Chelsea tries a cheeky little dink, and it doesn't quite come off. It is going to rebound off the goalkeeper and go out for a corner, and it's actually Marco Reus who's going to take the corner. He's going to get himself an assist to go along with the goal that he picked up just a few minutes prior, and Socrates picks up his first goal of the season, I believe that is actually now, for a 2-0 lead in the 24th minute. Great header from the corner, and we still weren't done for the first half. Alessio Churchi's going to throw the ball out to Marco Reus, involved again. Aubameyang gets a good turn on the defender, then finds the man on the edge of the box, Nuri Sahin. Great strike inside of the post, and unfortunately it comes back out rather than crossing the line, and we stay at 2-0. So into the second half we go. Hanover trying to press again, trying to get themselves back in the game if they possibly can, and they've got Schmieder back down the outside as he's going to get a decent cross into the box here, and Rudnevs is going to get underneath it. The Latvian striker, great save from the goalkeeper. Wiedenfeller pushes it onto the bar. Unfortunately, the clearing header just knocks it up rather than out, and there's a Hanover man underneath it to volley it into the back of the net, and they peg us back to 2-1. But I wasn't to be denied here. I definitely wanted 3 points, and Royce again involved. A wonderful, delicious cross into the box, and the technique on the end of it with Aubameyang's volley is just as good. We'll have a look at a couple of replays of that. The second one in particular really showcases the ability of that particular volley. Great cross from Royce, really next level. He is such a wonderful player, but the technique there from Aubameyang is just next level. He's been really hot and cold for me, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, but in that particular moment he came up trumps, and I was very glad that he did, because we retained our 2-goal advantage. And Yoiks plays in Nuri Sahin here, and really nice move actually. Sahin plays a 1-2 with Alessio Churchi, and then a really tidy finish back across the goalkeeper underneath him, something you don't necessarily expect from Nuri Sahin, and into the back of the net it goes. 4-1 says the scoreline, and that is exactly how we were going to finish the game. So we bounced back really well from the previous episode, and we pick up 3 points from this game against Hanover, and that will help for our league title push, because of course we want to achieve as much as we possibly can in this first season. Now, I know some of you were kind of keen on the one series or one season idea, and then a Leeds career mode, but also quite a few of you were keen on me not doing another one and continuing this one. I'm actually really enjoying this Borussia Dortmund career mode, and I may just continue it. I may sack off a Leeds career mode and actually just continue this Borussia Dortmund one all the way until the end of FIFA 14. Let me know in the comment section what you think about that particular idea. But we need a result in the Champions League now. We needed a result in the league, and we're even more desperate for it in the Tempo League. We've lost our opening 2 games to Real Sociedad and to Napoli, who's the other team in the group, and we currently sit bottom on nil points. So we needed to get a result here away from home at Old Trafford, which wasn't going to be easy. We had to wait till the 24th minute before we were actually able to force David De Gea into a decent save. Good strike from Gundogan, but unfortunately not quite able to find at the back of the net. But he was involved again here. Marco Reus again on the ball. Mkhitaryan plays the ball, or receives the ball over the top from Marco Reus, and again, I'm all over the place today, aren't I? And again, another good shot, but unfortunately not quite on target, not accurate enough, and we stay at 0-0. And Marouane Fellaini plays a delightful ball over the top to Antonio Valencia. He's going to try and stand the ball up. I wasn't in control of Mats Hummels there. If you go back and watch that, you can see I'm in control of the man that's further inside the box. Mats Hummels, the computer decides to make him jump for that, gets it completely wrong. He has no need to jump for that whatsoever. The animation even looked rushed. But the computer gives away a penalty for handball, and Wayne Rooney steps up, smashes it in off the bar, and it crosses the line by a matter of inches, and we find ourselves 1-0 down after half an hour. Now, I wasn't particularly pleased about that, considering it was the computer that had done it. For the first time in a while, a mistake happened that wasn't my fault, because my defending recently on this series and on the fucking Luis Suarez Road to Glory series hasn't been very good whatsoever. But we almost let another one in there. Marouane Fellaini getting played through by the sub-don, Robin Van Persie, but unfortunately he drilled it wide. Then 10 minutes to go. We need the comeback of all comebacks if we're going to get anything from this game. Lucas Piszczek plays down Aubameyang down the right-hand side, drives inside into Alessio Cerci, and what can he do from here? He comes into the box, sends one defender. Surely not Alessio Cerci. That is a glorious lobbed ball into the back of the net. There was absolutely nothing on from that position, and he's pulled out an absolute worldie. I didn't even expect it to go in when I hit the shot. I just kind of thought, oh bollocks, I'll play a dink. I've kind of overrun it. There's not really anything I can do here from the edge of the 6-yard box. But that is one of the best goals I've scored on career mode to date. Just goes to show, if you keep persevering, don't give up, even if you think you've made a mistake, taken it too far. Try something audacious. You never know, it might just come off, and it did in that case. We were able to bring ourselves back to 1-1, and just a couple of minutes after we scored that goal, Cerci's involved again, picks up this free kick after getting knocked off it by Fellaini, as they actually got pressed really quickly from kickoff after we equalised, and David De Gea gets a good save in from the shot from Ilkay Gundogan, but we're still pressing. Gundogan involved again, takes the ball off the attacker, plays it down to Michael Royce. Could play a nice 1-2 with Alessio Cerci here. Runs onto it, has a great shot that's well saved by De Gea, but the defender in the middle completely switches off. Have a look at the replay. Watch, I think it's Nemanja Vidic. I'm not entirely too sure, I might be wrong. But number 15, I think, is Vidic. If you watch the run of Cerci, ignore the shot on the replay, watch the run of Cerci, and watch the man that runs with him on the replay. You can see him there, just on the inside of the run from Cerci. He switches off when the goalkeeper saves it, slows down. Cerci doesn't. Again, Alessio Cerci doesn't give up. He keeps going, he perseveres, and he gets the reward. We get the comeback of all comebacks, and we win 2-1 away from home at Old Trafford. That is exactly what we needed for our Champions League campaign at exactly the right time. Delighted to pick up all 3 points there, and we head into our first Deutsche Pokal game against Braunschweig. Now, Braunschweig are sat at bottom of the Bundesliga table with 2 points from like 10 games, so I was hoping that this was going to be quite an easy game, but it turned out to be anything but an easy game, as you'll be able to see as the highlights unfold. In the opening few minutes, we actually nicked the ball off them and are going to drive towards the other end of the pitch at quite a pace. Sterling plays the ball over the top to Adrian Ramos, brings it down well, good strike, well saved by the goalkeeper though, and they are in fact going to eventually scramble it clear. But we're going to be pushing forward again in the opening 10 minutes or so. Adrian Ramos has got a man outside him, that's Kevin Grosskreutz, whips the ball in, and Aubameyang goes up for the header, and in fact he's going to come off a defender's hand. It's going to be the second penalty in the episode for handball. Mistake by the CPU, well, 2 mistakes by the CPU. One was in fact detrimental to my side in the Man United game. Fortunately this time it was the other way around. They handballed it. Aubameyang steps up, smashes it into the back of the net, and we get our breakthrough. We're 1-0 up in the 7th minute. So hopefully this was the start of just a whitewash. That was what I was expecting, at least, from a side that effectively just crumbled last time we played them in the Bundesliga in the opening day. But we had a good game that time around, but this time they're going to get themselves back on level terms not too long afterwards. They're actually going to get a cheeky little rebound in. Disappointed with Bernd Leno that he palmed it. He could have palmed that absolutely anyway. Around the corner for a post, back to a defender, all the way wide. No, he palms it straight to the opposition striker, which is disappointing and frustrating to say the least, but regardless, we'll just carry on and we head towards half-time, and the new Shahin isn't strong enough to hold off the challenge, and a drilled cross, and again Bernd Leno gets caught out. He should have come and claimed that, he doesn't. The attacker gets there first, and we go in at half-time, finding ourselves 2-1 down against a side that has lost 90% of their games so far this season. But the Cup can be a cruel mistress. You know what happens sometimes in the Cup. It showed with Sunderland in the past season. In real life, in the Capital One Cup, they went all the way to the final, considering they were in a relegation battle, had been absolutely atrocious all season long in the league, and found themselves in a cup final, and it looked as if Braunschweig were going to be doing exactly the same against us, but Raheem Sterling was trying to drive the ball forward and force the issue, Really unlucky there with the ball that rebounded back off the post, and we stay at 2-1 down. But we're going to nick the ball off them again here. Be really loose in possession, catch them on the counter-attack. Again, Ramos is involved, round the corner to Raheem Sterling. He's got too much pace for the defenders to catch him, races away. He's even pulling away from them whilst running with the ball, and he buries it into the back of the net. We're back on level terms at 2-2, and hopefully going to then push on and get ourselves further in front. But again, it's going to be another penalty against us for handball, and another one that's given by the computer being in control of a player. I was in control of Kevin Grosskreutz at this point, and it makes Nuri Sahin come up and jump for the ball completely unnecessarily. I'm going to win the ball with Kevin Grosskreutz, and Sahin jumps up and handles it. So I don't know what to do. Obviously, a lot of you guys were saying leave handballs on, it's more realistic, etc. But the CPU is completely fucking me over when it comes to the handball penalty decisions. We've not encountered that before. Before it's been, like it was with the penalty that we won for handball. We've just genuinely challenged for the ball, and the man that's gone up for it has handled it, and it's been a penalty. But the two penalties against us for handball in this case have been CPU-controlled players mistiming jumps and just throwing an arm at it, which is just infuriating. You do absolutely everything you can. I got myself back into this game, and then we find ourselves going behind 3-2, having numerous chances for the rest of the game, not being able to get ourselves back on level terms. We're into stoppage time now at the end of the second half, the very end of the second half. 5th minute of added on stoppage time. Joic is going to turn inside and find the man who's Derm, and Derm gets the shot deflected. Unfortunately, goes out for a corner, and we're going to pick up the chance. A very, very, very last chance to get ourselves an equaliser. Can we get the comeback of all comebacks again? Derm heads it straight at the goalkeeper, and the CPU in this case has cost us big style. We go out of the Deutsche Pokal at the second round, which is completely embarrassing, especially against the side. They've even only got 1 point in the league right now, as you can see. They're sat bottom of the table, no wins, 1 draw, 9 defeats in the league, scored 6, conceded 27. They've scored 6 goals in 10 games, and then they score 3 against us in the 1 game in the cup. It's just absolutely unbelievable, and this is half the reason why I kind of want to continue this series. The whole idea was win as much as possible in this career mode, 1 season only kind of save. And we've been knocked out of the Deutsche Pokal really, really early on. We're not doing too well in the Champions League, and I kind of want to win as much as possible with Borussia Dortmund, because we did very well with them last year on FIFA 13, and I kind of want to replicate that here. So I am thinking of continuing this series on for the foreseeable future, rather than stopping it and starting a new one. Like I say, let me know in the comment section what you think about that. But that's going to bring this episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Feel free to leave the video a like if you could be so kind. It'd be absolutely superb. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, then hit that button. There's a link on screen, and then obviously your normal subscribe button, and a link in the description to subscribe as well. There's also a link on screen as an annotation to the previous episode from this series if you missed it, and there's also links in the description to my Twitter if you want to follow me over there, to my Instagram if you want to follow me there, and also of course the Footcoin King if you need some Ultimate Team coins. Be sure to use the code CHES at checkout so that they know that I sent you. And that's going to bring this to a close, guys. Thank you very much for watching. More Luis Suarez Road to Redemption tonight, but as for now, I will see you next time.